We've all been there. You close every tab, put your phone in another room, and sit down to work on one single thing. But 3 minutes later, your mind is already miles away, wondering what you should make for dinner. We're often told that single tasking is the simple cure for a distracted brain. But in reality, trying to do just one thing at a time triggers a series of hidden mechanical traps built right into our biology. To see why our focus breaks, we have to understand 4 concepts: the sticky mind, the empty space, the data forager, and the true focus. If you don't understand these physical limits of your own attention, your mind will constantly fight against your attempts to focus. Think about that moment when you finish a long email and quickly check a text message before starting your next big project. You assume you're starting the new task with a clean slate, but human attention doesn't work like a clean break. It leaves behind what's known as attention residue, a physical fraction of your focus that stays glued to that original task, even while you try to move on. This residue gums up the gears of your brain. It makes you slower and less creative because your mind is secretly backtracking to finish thoughts from the previous task, leading to glitches and errors you wouldn't normally make. Your mind is never truly empty when you jump into something new. It carries the sticky weight of the past, making it nearly impossible to focus on a new goal without a proper buffer. Even if you clear that residue, you hit a math problem. Conscious attention has a strict processing capacity. It's like a pipe that can only carry a certain amount of data at once. This chart shows how a complex task fills our attentional space. The shaded circle is your work. The dashed line is your brain's limit. If a task is too easy, you leave a wide white gap, a void inside your mind. The human brain hates an empty void. When that capacity isn't filled, your mind automatically starts scanning your surroundings to hunt for random thoughts, worries, or nearby noises to fill the silence. Doing just one simple thing is actually an open invitation for distraction. Any leftover brain space will eventually fill itself with mental clutter. But why is the brain so eager to fill that space with distractions rather than just enjoying the quiet? It's an ancient survival mechanism. Our ancestors stayed alive by constantly scanning their environment for new sources of food or hidden threats. Today, our brains use those same primal circuits to hunt for information. A new notification on your phone triggers the same chemical reward in the brain as finding a berry bush did for a prehistoric forager. When you sit down to focus on a single, quiet task, you are essentially asking an ancient, novelty-starved brain to stand completely still. Those survival instincts will actively fight you, pushing you to interrupt your work so you can forage for fresh data. How do we achieve deep focus if we're constantly battling sticky residue, empty brain space, and ancient foraging instincts? We have to use intentional immersion. We must choose a task that is difficult enough to push our skills to the limit and demand our full processing power. As seen here, when task difficulty increases, it physically expands. The arrows show the work stretching to fill your mental capacity. In true focus, the circle completely fills the boundary, consuming every bit of data space available. When the brain reaches full capacity, there's no room left for old residue to linger and no empty space for your inner forager to look for distractions. You feel energized and completely immersed. True concentration happens when you match a challenging task perfectly to your full mental capacity, effectively locking out all biological distractions. We've looked at the hidden mechanics of focus: the sticky mind, the empty space, the data forager, and the true focus. Reclaiming your attention requires intentionally filling your brain's limits with a single, challenging task. And that is the hidden trap behind single tasking, simplified.